What we experience is that women working on farms and living on farms, they, as primary caregivers in households, they have to make do with the very basic necessities. On some of the farms, you'll find that there's no electricity, no running water, and it's basically up to the women to care for their families in these environments. We have been approached by women on farms complaining about working conditions, especially working in the vineyards through picking seasons, getting the vineyards ready. They work alongside men, but they don't receive the same treatment. No provision is made for them for specific breaks. No sanitation is made available, and they have to squat behind trees and those type of things.
Ja, die verblijf, want hulle toilet, hulle ook sekere van die kompongs het toilets, maar dit is buitewerking. En sekere het die, en dit was baie gevaarlik vir die vrouens. Die gifstowwe sê hulle veroorsaak dat ons vroue so miskramme kry.
Some of the women and the men did the same work, but the pay, they are not paid the same amount. The people start sometimes at 5 o'clock. The lorries come and pick them up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and they must work until 11 o'clock in the night, and the lorries come back and drop them at home. But they had only a sleep of 3-4 hours for the night, and the next day it's the same time.
The minimum wage for farm workers at the moment is 1,300 Rand per month. And if you look at other sectors, even your household assistants, they earn more than that. Those earnings does a lot or impacts a lot on how farm workers or farm dwellers live and what they have to make do with.
Al probleme wat ons hier is behuisingsprobleme wat ons op die plaas ondervind. Hulle bly maklik 10 in 1 groot vertrek.
A lot of farms hire seasonal workers during either the picking season or preparing the vineyard for the harvest and that. And women will come as far as Kuruman areas. It's about 250 kilometers from Uppington to work as seasonal workers, and they would be cramped 7 to 8 in one room, and the room would only be curtained off, and no provision is made for privacy. Most farm dwellers experience a lack of electricity or access to electricity, as well as access to clean water. We will find that many of the farm dwellers will still use water out of the canals that's running adjacent to the river, and that water hasn't gone through a purification system. We see that, and we would like to investigate that to check whether the water is of a drinking quality.
At some of the farms, people paid for electricity for 30 units about 100 Rand, and it's very, very huge, because they paid that 350 Rand a week, and as some of them use most of the money for electricity.
What we found in most eviction cases, or where there's a threat of eviction, that the husband who is employed on the farm, he will have the occupational right, and his wife and family would be basically living with him, being the main occupier. The Act at this stage doesn't protect women or children with the security of long-term tenure. For instance, if the husband passes away, then according to the Act, the wife and children's got a 12-month period to vacate the farm.
Die probleem het begin 2010, die 9de Augustus, toe na 'n week na ek my ma begrawe, het die mense van die skool hiernatoe gekom en vir my gesê die verblyf het geëindig. En ek was in 'n baie toestand, ek het nie geweet wat om te doen nie en van toe moet ek gaan nie, want ek sit hier en ek het nie hulp nie. Ek kan onthou, toe ons hier kom bly, was ek nog op die laerskool. En ek word nou, die 31ste Mei, dan word ek 50. So, my verblyf was nog al die jare hier. En ek het nog altyd hier thuis gevoel om hier te bly.
Ek en my ma is altyd werkers op die plaas. En ons altyd betaal R50 huis hier. En omdat my ma werk nog al 24 jaar, ek het as kind hier by die Blankes grootword saam met my ma gewees. Ek sal graag wil hê, hulle moet nou al vir my ma 'n versekering gegee het. Miskien ek iets soos 'n kaart en transport dat haar huis die is.
The main thing who lead to gender-based violence is alcohol misuse. We pick it up at every farm.
Die probleme hier op die plase is die aanranding van vrouens, kindermishandeling, wat ons al vorendag gebring het. En Women on Farm bied vir ons werkswinkels aangebied en ons het die werkswinkels bygewoon. En ek myself het al in die eiland gegaan en vergaderingkies gaan hou met vrouens bymekaar gebring. En ons het gepraat oor die probleme en gesê ons kan opstaan vir ons regte en ons kan gaan luister wat Women on Farm vir ons aanbied.
Voice for Human Rights have been approached by the Women on Farms project to talk to women about their rights in terms of the Family Violence Act and how they could access the justice system to get protection orders against being a boyfriend or husband. Our view in respect of the imbalance or the non-recognition of women as occupiers is that legislation should look at what can be done to improve that imbalance, and looking at where women are also employed on farms and where they can obtain a occupational right of their own.
I would like to see that the government must come and look at that people to give them more attention on that things, housing conditions, water, electricity, and also that hard work they do on the farms for that small amount.